Hi guys, my name is Ziggy Corinthian, and I write lots about how things should be done, including sort of banking. I've done one, and sort of health stroke hospitals, and also recycling. And this one I'm going to read out. It's a sort of lifestyle sort of thing, and introduction. Um, the introduction, which I'm going to read out. It was requested by two health people, and it was also published in an in-house newspaper. So it's very well received, this one, particularly. So see what you think about it. It's called Golden Nuggets of Life. And this is the introduction. So number one, we are all equal and our ancestors walked out of Africa. Skin colour is not any reality to white, black or yellow, just variations of light and dark. 2. Respect everyone is different and don't be judgmental. If you don't shout it out, then they won't shout back. 4 is if you whisper something, people will listen. And 5 is arguments for the upper hand. Don't interfere with anyone's pastimes, and don't start sentences with you, you're much better to advise. If someone feels upset or angry, placate and don't inflate. Cuddles are for those to help each other. Strictly live and let live. Categorically don't judge or criticise. Lavish only good praises. Let them try and try again. Encourage growth in them. If this person psychology was innate in humankind, what a kind humanity we could be. Inclusion, not division. Work together so all grow. Look how ants are, and nothing if not whole. So this is just how I think we should be. Now, I have some ideas in here which may help certain sections of, I don't know, sort of areas. So this one is suggestions for schools, how to make things better. Each class has an hour a month to discuss personal items, best games, TV or such things. Staff have one lunchtime a month doing the same. Once a month, the class goes on a field trip for a country walk and to farms, etc. The class will vote from the options listed. Parents of the children, if possible, could parents of the children, if possible, could help matters. Each member of staff and pupil will have a copy of the introduction above. It could be taken home by them to discuss with their family. This all encourages togetherness. So my next topic is kennels. Now, there could be one big cage pen with lockable individual pens, but only where necessary. The pen has a tennis ball machine that pops out tennis balls and have footballs and a step tube for the dogs to run through with a sandpit typed communal toilet place. Dogs are all fed at once, learning they have to return to their pens. This assumes that dogs are entertained and leave each other alone. There has to be a person monitoring all the time for aggressive dog behaviour to open the individual to calm down. Said person in charge of the sandpit, cleaning, feeding and water for dogs. Now all this information has come from me. I haven't looked it up anywhere, it's just stuff, it's the way my brain works, and I'm full of good ideas like this. For instance, this is about nursing homes now. Visiting systems so that the retired residents, cattery. So for those who don't know, for cats. Similar to the dogs really, a similar idea, but bit of a smaller scale. One big pen similarly to dogs with individual pens, ping pong, scratch posts and robotic mice. Assuming like dogs, kept entertained by not fighting. All with dogs, one person deals with the day-to-day cleaning out big litter trays, feeding and watering. So this one's about nursing homes. Voting system so that the retired residents can go out for an afternoon trip. If there was an association with the kennel and cattery, the residents could bring their pets with them. Other residents could have a peg type system to spend an allotted time with a sort of peg system. Another option is common, but exotic animals could be brought in by a handler. How good would that be for the old age folk if they had, you know, like a snake or something? I don't know. But it is the way to treat people, I think. Now, this one's a bit different. It's about companies. So they could have perhaps divide up some shares as some form of benefit to the staff, which would benefit everyone. Small percentage could do it all. An hour every month. I mean, it's sort of got a bit of a thread to it, hasn't it? An hour every month, all staff of companies and staggered for all larger companies they discuss things of interest to them. An hour every month, all staff of smaller companies, so they discuss things of interest to them. And last Friday of every month, a poet day. If you don't know what poet day is, it's piss off early. Piss off early. I know that's the first two letters. Piss off early. I can't remember, but anyway. And shut for the afternoon. Having a lunch and a drink with a vote, deciding what they will do. Having after they've had their lunch, and and an option for going home. And they would encourage them to be part of the team. So my next one is supermarkets, and actually I've sent this off to Morrison's, and I never got anything back. And so I don't know what's going on, but you know, customers could keep multiple products on their shallow trolley or baskets, just putting one item on the conveyor belt, announcing one of two of this, or maybe there was 8 of them, etc. It could be beneficial to encourage basket users to use their own bags. This would benefit if around the world adopted it. Less baskets, environment all benefit and reduces carbon by no manufacturing and no lorries delivering them. Have coin machines outside to change notes, so no queuing inside for pound coins. If possible, without savings, staff have a meeting an hour a month to discuss their own interests like films, TVs, books, cards, etc. This encourages bonding. Perhaps they could shut up shop for one afternoon a month with a vote to do something of interest. Copy of introduction for staff. If there was a lunch run for everyone, perhaps there could be a turn for everyone which would have more lunchtime for them, and the cafe would save time on the large order and bigger companies by department. Each member of staff has a copy of the introduction, and every office has a framed copy. There should be strict sharing of information in an open and beneficial office. Now the next one is pubs, which might be very popular, I don't know. With alcoholic drink and no ice, i.e. beers, lagers and mixers without any ice, you should buy the multiples that are required. This would help yourself not fighting for the attention of the bar person, i.e. 4 lads enter and agree 5 beers for the evening. There would be 20 beers on the table. It would mean the bar person would work more efficiently. If you had a message on each of the tables with the above message and another to state when you have empties taken away at the bar, will help your fellow customers and bar staff. How many times do they have to come round for collections? It is not it is certain not everyone will follow. Some will do straight away, and some will see the message a few times, and others may follow the people that do it. It's quite long, this, but there's a lot in it. Smaller high street retailers. Perhaps one lunchtime a month, one of the shops hosts a collection of the others in social food and drink gathering. As an alternative, they take that everyone could be pointers to keys of success. Other smaller concerns like leisure centres, churches, restaurants, pubs, clubs, DIY shops, home and decor and garden, they could just take their pick. Loyalty, financial rewards, collecting, sharing info, meetups for social info, a framed copy of the induction in their shops. This could be facilitated by companies by mingling and their type of company, but may be rewarded better together. And finally, about this sort of part of it, for all other individuals and not included businesses, perhaps they could take on board the information and adopt the essence of the culture intended. This is particularly relevant to post-COVID SARS, where the individual has been polarised, and the introduction, and in a particular, look how ants are if they are not whole. It's good to be a collective. Now, this is quite long, but it needs to be done. And these are sort of, I don't know, starts off with how individuals could be. The individual can adopt the introduction. Always be kind, courteous, respectful and considerate. Allow time and kindness with as much understanding as possible. Pay special attention for those less fortunate than you. Touch your neighbours. Keep contact with your family no matter what. If people are not right to you, you have had the people not right to them. Make allowances. With tone, body language and volume, people can have it in their own head what to convey, but your experience can spin it in a different way. First impressions are never right. It's only a snapshot, dependent on your aspect at the time too. How often is in amazing way you state, I never knew you could do that, and their estimation goes up a few notches. As a family member, try as much as possible not to adopt negative experiences you may have. Raise yourself up and notch as experience you could not adopt to anyone else. As far as meeting people, never assume you are better than them, or vice versa, because we are all different. We all have different characters, some better than others. If you use parameters of 0 to 100%, a blind person is 0, and a 20 vision is top. Now, I once explained this in a pub, and the person that I was speaking to about this got that I was talking to the blind person was very low sort of thing. I don't quite know what he meant, but I didn't mean that. It's just about their blindness. So, this is applied in every manner. Brain cells, body balance, heart, personality traits, hairs, sex drive and odour. The people between the average 20 to 80% are the majority, are the minority. The others that fall outside those parameters are those that have special needs, albeit they may have a particular brain pattern that spurn the mathematics, artists and leaders of some sort or other. In order for people to grow happily, we all need to be part of that. Everybody is sure to benefit. There would be less distance between the average and special needs. With children, always crouch to their level. Dogs where necessary, but offer your lightly clenched hand to be smell and the dogs receive well. Cats, unfortunately, have to come to you. If you take a joint or a milk or similar items out of the freezer sometime before you need it and place it in the refrigerator, it saves the use of electricity on the refrigerator. If you come across a council worker who is clearing the park, bins and a park walker mentions there is an armchair in the park, he states it not his job. They know about it. It's another department. When you consider that all delivered to landfill, this attitude is miles away from this document. These not my type scenarios need friendly and helpful pointers and gentle development. If you're a man and sore when hot, a cool tip: place tissue between your groin, maybe 4 tissues or a kitchen towel folded one up, and place either side, keeping them in place. They should be a V. I know this works for boxers, not sure about pants, though it might easier with the side of them taken the V. If you ever want anything done, speak to the decision maker. If you have pesky nits in your swing bin, remove the lid and put cloth or something on it to seal and they don't return. If out for a walk with adverse weather, use a plastic bag in a cushion. Tape it up watertight and could be used as a back as a bottom or tape 2. Keep a stool in the bathroom. It's easier than stooping and easier altogether for brushing your teeth, etc. I was most orphaned once. There were midges infested in my home. I was banging on the walls and somebody phoned up to say the neighbours are reporting noises. I thought to be polite and went to both doors and knocked on their door, and there was no answer. This led me to change the way I do things. So now everything is out of the way as possible. And what's more, the tidiness of the cupboards means that it's less hassle to clean the kitchen. It's also best to put things away as you go and the recycling as you go. I saw a lovely tree bathed in sunlight, and every time I see it, it's almost different. And came back and it was washed up because before I left. Oh, sorry, wait a minute. Oh yeah, okay, all right. I'll start that again. I saw my lovely tree bathed in sunlight and came back and washed up because before I left, I filled it up. I filled it up with hot water, the sink that is. Just makes, if you leave it for a time, it just makes it easier. Other times I have seen my lovely tree, a backdrop of grey, the sun shining through the centre, adorned with wisps of blue and grey, surrounded by blue hues and pink, silhouetted in the setting sun, softly all around it a soft blanket of fluffy clouds. I mean, I just have to say these things. And then there's just a bit more, and this is about armed forces. Well, I guess if they don't work as a team, they won't work at all. So much not to offer them, because they have seen it, and they've done it, and have the T-shirt. But perhaps the introduction is worth a look over, just to ratify their work ethic. Well, sort of their team ethic, I suppose. Rugby players, they work very well as a team, and they may benefit that way. The armed forces are the same. Football players can be the same, but often it is one player who is lauded. Don't play a real sense of team in the same way. But when Greece won the Euros and Leicester City won the 2016 Premiership, they were exceptional wins precisely because they were played as a team. Rare events almost never be repeated. Finally, other sports. Too many to mention, but generally to them. Where a team is best, without prima donna, reference to the introduction and the gifted sports individual. Well, thanks very much for listening. This is Ziggy Corinthian signing off.